Hey y'all, my name is Gail and I'm pissed. eBay has done it again. If you guys have any beef with eBay or you want to understand the kind of problems I'm having with them as it relates to return shippings, please stay tuned. Guys, I'm a part-time seller. My name is Gail. My channel name is Small Town Picker. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for stopping by. I'm sure with the title of this, you are curious what is going on, but I primarily sell items to flip for a profit on eBay. I do list on other platforms, but eBay is the main one that I list everything on. So I am so frustrated because there's always these little caveats when it comes to eBay and the return shipping. So this video is a bit of a rant. It's a bit of education. So if you have not dealt with this before or you want to understand how to handle shipping, stay tuned because this is going to shed some light on the situation, okay? So first off, I am a top-rated seller on eBay, top-rated seller plus, actually, and that gives me additional discount. But to do that, you have to offer free returns within 30 days. So if the buyer doesn't like the item or decide they don't want it, you have to pay for them to ship the item back to you for free. Okay. Well, there are some items that I decided I don't want to do that on. So I sold some shape ups by Skechers to someone. They had some yellowing on the sole. So I took an offer, or actually I listed it for $23. So it was really low because of that. And I had made sure that because the shipping is a lot, it's about $11 because they're heavy. It came with the box, the shoes, a DVD. I don't know if you'll see what the Skechers look like in a minute, but I discounted them because of the yellowing on the sole. So I have clear, vivid pictures of the product. I had on this particular item, when I listed it, I had noted the flaw and then I had said on there that I will return the money back to the buyer for the cost of goods, but the buyer must pay the shipping. So what that does is when I sent it to them, they paid $23 for the shoes. They paid about $11 for shipping. And if they chose to return it for any reason, I would give them their $23 back, but they would have to pay to ship it back to me. At least that's my impression. So I get a return case stating that it was damaged upon arrival. So I emailed them and I'm like, I say, you submitted that this is damaged somehow. I didn't get the pictures. Can you please send me pictures close up and from a distance of the shoe that you're referring to? So they send me a picture where there's clearly a gouge taken out of the shoe and a slash, and it's all on the side of the sole. And I've learned from another eBayer, it's very important for the Skechers shape up shoes to make sure you do this twist test, like you twist and pull on the sole to make sure it's not deteriorated, because those shoes have a tendency to do that. So they could be brand new, never used, but over time that sole is not really well constructed. So I've done all that. And then before I decided to list them and sell them, I did all that, took pictures and sent it. Okay, let me just say I'm furious because the communication that I had with the buyer where they sent me the pictures of the item, it's gone. The email's there, but the pictures are gone. It won't let me reply to the buyer, nothing. They took the only pictures that they gave me away. Now I can't even show you the piece of crap that they sent me. I'm so mad. This is a picture of the shoes I sent. Now I did zoom in and looked at the details, and I can with confidence say that is the shoe I sent because there's kind of like a little crease on the arch of the sole that I had like compared one with the other, and it was there. So I'm not disputing the fact that those shoes were like a switcheroo, that they were trying to scam me. I'm disputing the fact that those shoes I know weren't sent that way, and I'm pretty sure in a 3-day shipping time they didn't get received that way. So either they weren't happy with it and they wanted their money back and they intentionally did it, or they wore it and damaged it. I don't know what happened, but I know I didn't send it that way. So I have an option with the return case is to refund the buyer in full, which would then pay them for the item and the shipping that they paid, or send them a label and have them send it back, and then when I get it back, then refund the buyer. Well, if the shoes are damaged, I can't use them. So I called eBay and said, well, what do I do? Because you're saying do a full refund, and I don't think I should pay them back for the shipping that they paid to get the item. They should send it back, paying for the shipping to return it on their own, not expecting me to pay it. So eBay tells me, well, it's different because it's not returned because they don't fit. It's returned because they're damaged. And I'm thinking, well, I expressed what I'm thinking. How is this possible that if I have on my listing that the buyer pays for the shipping to return it, that I still have to pay the shipping? Like, why? What's the point in having that option if you're not going to hold them to it? And that's when they explained, well, if it's damaged, then you have to pay it. So I'm like, man, this sucks. This is not what I agreed to. And so he proceeded to tell me that I can do a partial refund for just the amount of the shoes. And I said, okay, what if they dispute that? And he said, well, if they do, then you can appeal it. But before you do that, you need to have them agree to it. So you'll have that in the email communications for the case. I said, okay. So I offer the way eBay does it is a partial refund. So when you go in there, it's either give a full refund or a partial refund. So I click partial refund. First of all, I don't like the wording at all because it implies that I'm giving them some of the money for their shoes back, not all of it. And so I did a partial refund for the amount of the shoes because the customer did agree to it. I told them, please throw them away, because if you make me pay for shipping to send it back and I can't use the shoes, then it's just costing everybody more money. So they agreed. I did a partial refund, and it says we're contacting the buyer to decide whether they want to accept it. So then eBay's basically giving them an option at that point to accept or decline it. And of course, naturally, they decline it. And I emailed them. I said, I'm confused. We agreed that I would pay you the cost of the shoes and you would throw the shoes away and we would be done with this. And they came back and said, well, eBay told me that that you were only giving me part of the cost. And I did a screenshot of the shoe sale. And I'm like, I refunded you $23 and change. That's what we agreed on. And she said, oh, well, I was looking for $33. And I replied back and said, okay, we agreed on the cost of the shoes. And that was it. So then today I get an email from eBay saying a buyer has opened a case, asked us to step in. We will review the case, the sale, and all communications between you and the buyer, and within 48 hours, we'll have a decision. And I'm thinking, okay, fine, because they told me to get confirmation that I would take the cost of the shoes and give that back to them, and if they agreed, I'm good. So 5 minutes later, not even 5 minutes, I get a second email from eBay says, we have reviewed the case and we have sided with the buyer. We will send them a shipping label and we will deduct the money from your account. I am livid. I am so mad, y'all, because this is not what we agreed to. So I go through, I try to call someone. There is no phone number where someone actually answers. If there is, I don't have it. I'm so mad. I send them a communication, I get nothing back. There's no option to reply to their email. There's no option for me to contact the buyer. I'm pretty much screwed. So what's happening is I'm going to have to pay $11 for them to ship the shoes back, which I can't use. So they're spending $11 of my money to give me a piece of crap that they decided they would damage. And then I have to pay them when I get them back. I have to pay them another $11, which was the money they paid to get the shoes, plus $23. So I'm out $22 in shipping plus $23. That's $45 in costs. Plus the shoes cost me $5. So I'm $50 freaking dollars in the hole, because eBay can't side with a seller to save their life. So how many of you have the same issue where eBay screws the sellers over? It's very rare that when it comes to returns like this, that we win a case. And there's no way they sat there and looked at all the details of the case, looked at the listings, looked at the pictures that they sent me, versus what I have in my listing, and read all the messages and came up with a determination in under 4 minutes. No freaking way. And it's just pissing me off because who's going to eat the cost? So next step is to appeal a case. I don't know if I even have a chance. I probably don't. And I knew this was coming. I knew it because I told that rep when I talked to them before. I don't even remember how I got them on the phone. They had to call me somehow. But I told them, I said, you know, what's going to happen is I'm going to say, here's a partial refund. They're going to reject it. You're going to force me to pay the shipping anyway. And I don't want the stinking shoes. And they're like, well, if that happens, it's not done yet. You can still appeal the case. So I go to appeal a case and it says there's no case to appeal. I don't know if their system is processing it or what, but I'm so angry. Y'all, I swear, I want to boycott eBay. I want to shut them down. And I'm so frustrated because it's not happened to me. It's happened to so many others. And it's so frustrating to see eBay side with the buyer when clearly the buyer is at fault. Clearly. And eBay still continues to side with the buyer. And they don't realize that they're cutting off the hand that feeds them. The sellers are the ones who's actually making them money. Yet they don't do anything to have a concession for the seller. Nothing. I mean, like, if at this point, if they would have come back and said, we're going to side with the buyer, at least give me an option to just give them the money and the shipping back. Now I have no choice. They have to ship it back. So I'm out another $11 than I would have been had I just accepted the freaking return and paid them back for the shoes and the shipping. It's so infuriating to me. And if I could just abandon eBay because of that, I would, but they don't care. And it's revenue for me. I just freaking hate eBay right now. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. And I'm mad because they take advantage of all the sellers. It's not just me. And I previously dealt with a return from a customer. It was a scanner and I put in the listing for parts only, does not work. I put in the description, this is what happens. You put a piece of paper in it, pulls it in halfway, and then it jams. Then I even wrote in there, no returns accepted. But my default said the seller pays for the returns. So then they opened a case for the scanner and said the reason is doesn't fit. So then eBay's forcing me to pay to have the scanner shipped to me, and that scanner is heavy. So obviously I'm pissed about that. And eBay says, well, you said that seller pays for shipping, so regardless, you should not have put that on there. So now I'm thinking, well, even if I didn't have that, eBay would have made me do it. Like, I don't get it. It's so frustrating, which because of that scanner situation, that's why on heavy items, when I send them out, I make sure that before I do the listing, when I'm creating the listing, I say that the buyer pays for the shipping to return it, because I do everything in my power to describe, take pictures, and be very accurate about the listing. It does mean no service to try to do one up on the buyer and try to scam them or be shady about it. If it's broke, I say it's broke. So I'm trying to be honest, and eBay is faulting me when I was honest and they're dishonest. And this buyer has zero feedback. So as far as I'm concerned, they have zero credibility. Anyway, I'm sorry about this message. This is not my normal self. I'm very frustrated, and I hope eBay gets their shit together, because this is so infuriating to me. And I don't know, maybe, I mean, they're so quick to decline the case, so they're not very quick to allow me to appeal it. And by then it's too late anyway. So let me know if you've actually appealed a case where you've paid the shipping. Has eBay reimbursed you the money, and was the buyer debited, or what happens? Like, I can't imagine eBay for the life of me would eat costs like that just because they were stupid. They clearly did not review that case, clearly. Anyway, let me know what your experiences are. Are you dealing with this? I'm just saying, if you're new to selling on eBay or you're not clear on the returns, if you are one of those, because I know there's plenty, I used to be one where I would put no returns at all. And that does not protect you. I just want you to know, don't think for a minute because you don't accept returns that if someone opens a return case, that eBay will be like, John Doe said he doesn't take returns, so you're out the money. Sorry. No. They're like, oh, okay, Mr. Buyer, you're right, because customers are always right. Even though John Doe said he won't take returns, we're going to make him, and we're going to make him pay for the shipping. Anyway, I'm off my high horse. I don't feel any better about it. I still need to try to appeal the case. I will keep you posted, but I just had to stop and do a video because it pisses me off to no end. eBay, I got your number. Technically, I don't, because you do everything in your power to hide a phone number where someone who has 900 plus positive feedback to be able to pick up the phone and call you when they have an issue. You don't care about the seller at all. And don't forget, the sellers are the ones who pay your freaking bills. This is Gail, Small Town Picker, signing off.